What's up guys, it's Thales Moustache and today we'll talk a little bit about Tera on consoles. So I'm finally back from my vacations, which I spent looking into new games, and Tera actually caught my attention. Now after 1 month playing this game, it's time to share my impressions. So first of all, let's talk about the graphics. You can see by the video they look pretty cool. Actually the PC version looks a little bit better, but the game was optimized for PS4 and the Xbox One version. It's not that bad at all. Now, when talking about skill animations, they look pretty cool. You can see by the video, they are quite amazing. The character customization is also pretty nice. You have over 20 different faces to choose for your character, different hair shapes, and you can actually fully customize the lines from your face. Now, when talking about bosses, NPCs, and mobs, they also look pretty nice and interesting. You can see by Lackleth, the boss that we're fighting in the video. She looks pretty amazing. But it's not a big deal, but you will end up fighting the same boss over and over through the game. That's like you will encounter the same boss that you fought in the beginner areas of the game in the end game content, just like with a slight different color or shape, but it's not that big deal. Now there's one issue with the graphics, it's the frame rate. Sometimes you teleport into a different city or battleground or something like that, you will find your frame rate dropping a lot. And during the time where your frame rate is low, you cannot do really anything. The movement and skill it's terrible. You will have to wait like 1 or 2 minutes for it to normalize to go back to your normal gameplay. But it's not a big deal. If you really want to play this game, you will possibly get used to it. Now let's talk a little bit about the combat system. In this game we have right now on the console version 11 different classes, and they are separated by roles. And those roles are basically tank, which is the guy who will hold the aggro from the boss and take all the damage. The healers, which will heal all the party members and deal with specific mechanics from the bosses. And the DPS, which is the guy who will do all the damage to the bosses and try to get it killed. Now we have two classes that can be tank in the console version, which are Brawler and the Lancer. We have two classes for the healer role, which are the Priest and the Mystic, and we have 7 classes for the DPS role, which are the Berserker, the Warrior, the Slayer, the Gunner, the Sorcerer, the Archer, and the Reaper. Now we have 2 new DPS classes coming soon into the game, one coming to the next month, which is the Ninja, and one coming to the beginning of the next year, which is the Valkyrie. Now, talking about the fluidity of the combat, I guess it's very fluid. You can see we have skills with cooldowns that you can rotate out to get the best damage output for your character. So you have to find your rotations and follow them in order to do the best with your character. The difficulty level of this game is quite interesting once you reach end game content, like once your character is maximum level and you reach about 410 item level. There's a big learning curve where you actually have to understand every single mechanic from every single boss of the endgame dungeons in order to have a chance to survive and be able to kill the bosses and get the rewards. So it's pretty interesting. Now talking about killing bosses and dungeons, this game is all about teamwork. So you will find yourself into a guild as soon as possible, and once you get a party to do a dungeon, you will need to create a party, a headset party. You will need to talk to your friends in order to combine the strategies and to get everything right so you can get the best results. So if you want to play with your friends a game that's very interesting, I suggest play Tera. Now, when talking about PvP system, I will not talk a lot about this because I didn't dig much into this. I didn't like much about the duel, and the only battleground that I actually played was Kuma's, which I think is terrible. But we will be possibly talking about PvP system in the next videos. Now this game has a very nice sense of accomplishment. Once you beat that extremely hard boss, you will find yourself with very nice rewards and a big sense of accomplishment, which is really good, and this will actually make it worth playing this game. So now let's talk a little bit about the armor, weapons, and the enhancement system of the game. This game actually has 11 tiers of weapons and armors, ranging from tier 1 to tier 11. And there are 3 different endgame tiers, which is classified as low tier, mid tier, and high tier. The low tier actually is the tier 9 slaughter set, the mid tier is the tier 10 guile set, and the high tier is the tier 11 ambush set. Now when talking about mid tier, it's actually pretty easy to get to the tier 10 set in this current patch. It will take about a week or so. Now when talking about end game sets, the ambush set, the tier 11, you will have to grind for designs in order to craft the pieces, and you will have to grind like months for the materials. Yes, I mean months. So if you really want to be one of the best players, you will have to be prepared to grind the same dungeons for months with your friends. But it's not a big deal, the dungeons are quite interesting to do, they are quite funny if you play with your friends, and it's just a matter of time. So just get used to it. And now when talking about routing in this game, if you really want to play Tera, you'll find yourself doing daily quests, events, and dungeons. You'll have limits for your dungeons. And that's pretty much it, guys. Now for the conclusion, I would say Tera is possibly the best bet if you want to play an MMORPG in your console. So give it a try, and I'm pretty sure you'll have a lot of fun. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe for more Tera videos like that. So thank you for watching, guys, and until the next episode, see you!